Hey, what's up? John Sonmez from simpleprogrammer.com. So I thought I would give you a little tip, kind of productivity hack for those of you that travel a lot that I found extremely useful. And even if you don't travel a lot, I like to take everything in my life digital as much as possible. I basically got rid of my filing cabinets, and everything that I have I scan with, I used to scan with a scanner, but now I just use my phone because there's so many easy apps. But I basically put everything into Evernote. So that's all my documents. My whole life lives in Evernote, so I can access anything at any time. But I've found something that's really useful, especially if you travel. If you've seen my video series on when I was traveling Europe last year, you probably wondered, well, how the heck, John, did you get mail while you're doing that? You know, how can you go away for 3.5 months? And you know, and so what I did was I actually used a service, a virtual mailbox called Traveling Mailbox. And you know, I've been waiting to talk about the service because I want to make sure that they're...
Sure, I understand.
Well, you're not supposed to understand. You're my desk. My desk thinks it always needs to talk to me. Anyway, I need to just disconnect that thing. It's annoying. But anyway, so what I was saying was that basically, I didn't want to do a review until I was sure that the service was good and I was really happy with it, and I am. So, you know, now I can recommend Traveling Mailbox because it's a pretty awesome service. But so what does it do? So basically this, right? So I basically have all of my mail sent to an address, and I have this address in North Carolina, and you can pick sort of all over the country, at least in the US, where to have your mail sent. And so anything that I have, anytime I put my address, my mailing address on anything, credit card statements, whatever it is, you know, I put that address and it checks that gets sent to me. And what ends up happening is, as soon as they, you know, I had to fill out a form to authorize it with the post office. But once I did that, then what ends up happening is anytime someone sends me something physical, it goes there and they open it and they scan it in, and then just like you log into your email, I can go to travelingmailbox.com and I can basically go in there and check my physical mail, and they send me a notification to let me know. Not only that, but it also automatically gets imported into Evernote, so I have a copy of it. And then there's like a bunch of other services they offer that, and this is pretty cheap. I think it's like 25 bucks a month, you know, which is totally worth it, especially if you travel, and just to not have to check your mailbox very often. Like I hardly get any physical mail to my actual physical address because it's all really going there. At least all the important stuff is going there, right? And it's scanned in digitally, so I don't have to mess with any of that. I don't have to scan it in myself. It's totally worth the price for me. But they also will take your check, right? So for example, and there's two things that you can do with the check. One is, like, let's say you get a check, you can have them deposit it to your bank. Like, you can set up your bank and then they'll automatically forward it to your bank, and it doesn't cost a lot. Like, there's a small charge they charge for that. Or you can do what I do, which is use your smartphone, and they've got to scan an image of the check, and then you just take a picture of it. And most checks I can, you know, deposit with my smartphone. So that's pretty cool. The other thing that they'll do is they can actually forward back to your physical address something like, let's say you got a package, or let's say that you got some mail that you actually want. Let's say it's like your credit card, the actual physical credit card, or something like that. They'll actually send that to you, and they don't charge much for that as well. So anyway, it's a pretty cool service. It's really interesting, you know, time to live in that we can have this, and it's really been valuable for me. I pretty much have been super happy with the service. That, you know, I haven't had any problems with it, and it's so nice to get all your important stuff in like an inbox and have it automatically scanned in Evernote. It saves me a huge amount of time, and then I don't have to worry if I go and travel somewhere. If I want to go and travel to Europe, you know, like I said, I was gone for 3.5 months, and I was able to get my mail, get my checks, get everything that I needed without having to set up a forwarding address and all that, especially if you're bouncing around to different places. So, I mean, I would recommend it even if you're not traveling, just because it's pretty awesome. I think it's a time saver and totally worth it. But, you know, if you're traveling, it's certainly like, you got to do this. This is, you know, a lot of people don't realize this exists. So that's why I thought I'd do a video on this, but you know, I'll do some reviews and stuff on some of the cool stuff that I've found, because I tend to be a person who researches and is very analytical, trying to optimize my life as much as possible. I suppose this channel is a lot of life hacks. I suppose that's really what I talk about a lot. Philosophy and life hacks, you know, that type of stuff. Anyway, you can check it out. Like I said, Traveling Mailbox. If you sign up through there, you can sign up and check it out, and I think it's totally worth it. But anyway, just thought I would do that video, do that review, and let you know about this pretty cool service. Anytime I find something cool like this, I'm going to start trying to do some videos on it. Let me know if you like that. Give me a thumbs up, or, you know, comment below if you think that's cool. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, if you want more productivity, fitness, programming, life hacks, all of that stuff, subscribe below, and I'll talk to you next time. Take care.